Welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a truly groundbreaking topic on the agenda today. We are looking at Shifa Dairi, revolutionizing pain management through holistic integration. Basically, it's a completely revolutionary pain management diary that is fundamentally shifting how we understand, monitor, and treat chronic pain. If you've ever found yourself wondering how modern medical science, specifically the biopsychosocial model, can seamlessly merge with personal faith and spirituality to help heal a patient, well, you are absolutely going to love this. Let's dive right in. Okay, so if you or maybe a loved one has ever sought clinical help for chronic pain, you're undoubtedly familiar with this exact question. Rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10. It's the standard clinical rating scale used in doctors' offices literally every single day. But here's the deeply frustrating problem with that approach. Reducing a person's incredibly complex suffering down to a single number, it's just incredibly reductive. It completely fails to capture the true, messy, multidimensional human experience of living day in and day out with persistent pain. I mean, it totally ignores the emotional toll and the psychological exhaustion that comes with it, right? So instead of that 1 to 10 scale, imagine being asked this: how is pain affecting your body, your emotions, your mind, and your spirit? This right here is the profound paradigm shift driving the Shifa Diary innovation. Rather than just asking for a sterile, isolated number, this diary asks patients to explore how their pain echoes through literally every single part of their existence. It's a total game changer because it finally brings the whole human being back into the center of medical care. And the structural difference between these two approaches is just staggering. See, traditional medicine heavily relies on a linear model. You have pain, you give it a score, and boom, you receive a treatment, usually a pill. Shifa Diary, on the other hand, creates a holistic pathway. It recognizes that pain triggers a deeply personal lived experience, which then requires reflection, leading to active coping, and ultimately a much more profound, enduring healing support system. It actually bridges that massive gap between biological symptoms and a patient's internal reality. Section 1. The 4 healing domains. So to measure this holistic experience practically, the creators of Shifa Diary developed a structured framework, and it beautifully merges contemporary biopsychosocial pain science with culturally responsive principles. Looking at this concept map, you can see how they divided the diary into 4 specific interconnected domains to track a patient's journey. There's a window for the physical, capturing the bodily symptoms, the emotional for processing feelings like fear or frustration, the psychological for exploring active coping and resilience, and finally, the spiritual domain for finding deeper meaning in the struggle. Now, wait a second. Don't let the word holistic fool you into thinking this isn't medically rigorous. It absolutely is. The physical window still relies on meticulous tracking, using a skeletal diagram to pinpoint precise pain locations and functional limits. Shifa Diary is absolutely not meant to replace conventional biomedical care, analgesics, or physical therapy. Not at all. Instead, it perfectly complements evidence-based medicine by ensuring that the hard, physical data is captured right alongside the human experience. Moving on to Section 2. Integrating Islamic spiritual values. For a lot of Muslim patients, spiritual beliefs are absolutely central to how they understand suffering and recovery. Yet modern medical charts rarely leave any space for this. Shifa Diary solves this beautifully by operationalizing abstract Islamic spiritual concepts into highly practical coping mechanisms. Take a look at these. Sabr is framed not as passive suffering, but as constructive perseverance. Shukr prompts patients to actively recognize small moments of gratitude, shifting their focus away from just the loss. Tawakkul encourages deep reliance on faith while, and this is key, simultaneously continuing medical treatment. Muraqabah fosters mindful self-awareness, and finally, Ruqya provides a dedicated space for faith-based healing practices right alongside standard physical therapy. It's a brilliant integration. Section 3. A holistic healing narrative. By giving patients the tools to track these physical, emotional, and spiritual metrics daily, something pretty amazing starts to happen. These repeated diary entries build a longitudinal picture over time. As this step-by-step breakdown shows, patients completely transform from merely recording their experience to active reflection, and that leads to crucial pattern recognition, like suddenly realizing their physical pain spikes when their psychological anxiety is high. This empowers way better coping strategies and ultimately provides clinicians with a rich, detailed narrative that enables truly person-centered care. It reveals those vital, often invisible links between mind, body, and spirit. Which brings us to a powerful conclusion, captured so perfectly by this thought from the researchers. Innovation begins by asking a better question. Shifa Diary proves that revolutionizing healthcare doesn't always require expensive new technology or million-dollar machinery. Sometimes, the absolute most powerful medical intervention you can offer is simply giving patients the structure and the permission to tell the full story of their healing. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it leaves you thinking about how we can all start asking better questions in our own lives and in the care we give to others. Catch you next time.